Nearly 4 years after they were hit and killed in a crosswalk in Westlake Village, the family of Mark and Jacob Iskander finally have justice. The boys' killer, socialite Rebecca Grossman, has been sentenced to 15 years to life in prison for their hit-and-run deaths. Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom, where several people gave emotional impact statements, including the boys' mother and Grossman herself.
KCAL's Christine Lazar is joining us now with the boys' mother, who's turning her pain into action. Christine?
Yeah, you know, Nancy Iskander has had to navigate parenting her surviving children, her full-time job, and years spent in a courtroom as she waited for her boy's killer to be tried. She wanted to sit down with me today to talk about her pain and her new focus, a foundation in your boys' names, and we'll get to that. But first, I want to talk about the sentencing on Monday. I know it's been very difficult for you, but what is your take on her sentence? I know the prosecution wanted more, her defense wanted less, even just probation. What do you feel?
So sentencing is not really about more or less. It's about justice, right? We were in that courtroom for 4 years fighting for justice. We wanted justice for what she's done. What did she do? She killed 2 kids and took 2 lives, and she hit and run. The sentence, the meaning behind it, the meaning behind 15 years to life is equivalent to taking the life of 1 person. And it's just, it hurts to tell a parent your kids count 2 for 1. It's not right. It just doesn't feel right. It's not justice. They were different. They were both beautiful. They had their lives in front of them. I would have gotten 2 graduations, 2 engagements, 2 marriages, a lot more grandkids, but she took all of that away from me. And she's paying for as if it was 1, and they were not. So that's the 15 to life part. For the hit and run part, Mrs. Grossman hit the boys, and I was with them, and their little brother Zachary was with them, and she escaped. So for a period of time, a number of hours, I was on that road with the 2 boys on the road. Mark had already departed, and Jacob was still there receiving CPR, and we were sitting and watching, myself and Zachary. And a deputy telling me she escaped, she's not here, or the person who did this escaped, and we're trying to get them. So I remember at that moment I thought, there's no way they're going to catch them, because that car was so fast, right, 80 miles an hour. So my confusion during that time period is just completely overlooked. She's going to serve her hit and run time concurrent. That means no time for the hit and run. And that's just such a slap on the face for justice, because that was not easy. And it's not okay to tell the public, you know, it's okay to hit and run if everything at the end will be served concurrently. So unfair.
One of the things that you've tried to do is take the focus away from her and put it on your boys, that they are the victims and they should be the ones we're talking about. So how do you want Mark and Jacob to be remembered?
So these were kids, right? Any parent will tell you they were angels. They were truly angels, and I want them to be remembered as angels. Someone whose light shined on the world, and you know, they could have been doing so much good, but they couldn't. Now they can't, because their lives were taken so soon. But I will be doing all the good they could have been doing in their 70, 80 years they would have been given on this life. I would take that on me, and I will roll up my sleeves and get working on a lot of good in their name.
And I want to talk to you about your foundation, but I want to bring up, you told me off camera that Mark, before church every day, used to put the bow on his sister's head.
Yes, so Mark was my oldest. He was the heart. He was the kindest of them all, and the one who liked to follow the rules. I'm sure a lot like firstborn. So when his sister was born, she was a girl after 3 boys. So he had it on video, a promise to her that he'll spoil her. I have that on video. He would put her bow on her hair before church. This was his job, to pick the bow that matches her outfit. And I'd like to talk also about Jacob, because he was my tough guy. He was my runner. He did cross country. And his favorite thing to say about his sister was never mess with her. So she lost them both. She lost 2. She did not lose 1. She lost 2.
Yeah, your kids lost, and you. And now let's talk about your loss. You're trying to really kind of, I guess, do good in their name.
Yes.
Tell me about your foundation.
Our foundation started soon after they left, and it's focused on kids. It's from kids to kids, right? It's from their souls, from their memory to other kids. We started an orphanage in Egypt for orphaned kids and just abandoned kids.
Where you were born?
Where I was born, where I was from. I'm from. And then we also have scholarships to top schools in the area, Oaks Christian and Ascension Lutheran, where the boys went. We are now switching gears a little bit and focusing on foster kids specifically, and we're starting a foster care agency in the boys' name to tell the world that, you know, although someone left us, we can still honor them and we can still do good in their name, and their memory will remain with us this way. So the foster care agency will be recruiting families, training them, and just helping them along that journey to make it as easy as possible for a home to accept a foster kid and take care of them and hopefully give them a happy home.
And just really quick, we have to wrap, but I just want you to mention, you said you do plan to visit Rebecca in prison in a year or two.
Yes.
Why?
It's been 4 years, and Mrs. Grossman has not been able to say, I'm sorry I killed the kids. So I need to go and sit with her one-to-one and ask her that question just directly to her. Can you say, I'm sorry I killed Mark and Jacob? And I'd like to know that her heart has changed, so I'll go and see if it is.
All right, you're very brave. Thank you very much for joining us today. And for more information on the Mark and Jacob Iskander Foundation and the Mark and Jacob Foster Care Ministry, just go to our website, kcalnews.com, and click on Seen on TV. Jamie.